Phil is a 14-year-old boy in Year 9. Maths and science are not his strongest subjects, and he struggles with the content areas, which usually causes him to misbehave. The other subject areas, Phil is able to focus and is much less disruptive. His main forms of misbehaviour in the classroom revolve around his treatment of the teacher, usually acting out when he or she is providing instructions, through making disruptive noises, not listening, talking out of turn, and trying to be funny. These behaviours are continually disrupting lessons, which is drawing the teacher's attention away from the other students and therefore disrupting their education. He tries to talk irrelevant content with the other students around him, making funny faces, throwing things at others, sticking out his foot to trip others, and taking others' belongings without asking. Phil's relationships with the other students in maths and science always seems to be negative, as he singles out those students who are succeeding. If a student volunteers to take part in an activity or answer a question, Phil will tend to bully that student by calling them names such as nerd or know-it-all, and this behaviour is beginning to spread outside of the classroom as well. These behaviours are also resulting in none of the students wanting to spend time with him socially, and is beginning to make Phil an outcast in the playground and does not have many friends. Phil's behaviour is beginning to cause stress to the teacher, who is struggling to come up with ways in which to manage his behaviour.
Okay, class, we did this last lesson. I'd like
you last lesson.
Phil,
what?
please do those questions.
No, I don't want it. It's boring stuff.
Phil, you will do those questions.
I don't know how to, so I don't even think
we did that last lesson.
That's last lesson, mate. This is this lesson.
No, you're going to do it.
Got it. Phil?
What are you doing?
Shevia, please complete the questions on the board. Phil, stop being a funny man and do the questions on the board.
All right, mate. Settle down.
Phil,
what?
Stop throwing things around.
Look at what I drew.
Phil!
Phil.
Anyways, what?
Copy the questions and do the answers.
So this is so boring. Like, when am I ever going to use... Nah, stop looking at me like that. Whatever. Nerd. Look at you, nerd. Look at all them. I'm just a nerd.
Hurry up, Phil.
Oh, go away.
Phil,
what?
See me after class. You've got detention.
Whatever.
Oh, this is really good. Wow, you know, what are you doing, Phil? Go away. We are nerds, okay? No. Go away, Phil. But you're not doing that. What? No, you can't do that, okay? No, what are you doing?
Phil, don't forget detention.
So these are the strategies for Phil.
Hello, Phil. How are you today?
I'm good.
Do you know why you're here today?
No.
We've been informed that you behave pretty well in most of subjects, but not in math and science. Do you think your behavior in math class today is appropriate?
Probably.
So why do you do that? What do you have done in class?
What do I do?
We've been informed that you're trying to tripping over other students and you're talking over teachers.
Yeah. I don't know. Just bored and I don't get it.
So is something to do with content?
Yeah, it's hard. I don't get it. So
Is there anything Mr. Han can help you with?
Probably. I don't know.
Well, we can give you several options to help you out because we do want you to succeed.
Like what?
Well, once the whole class is set up with their work, I can come and help you with the work one-on-one, make sure that you get what you're doing. I can give you extra worksheets to do after school so that you can get more practice in. And I'm available every time at recess and lunch if you want to come and take some questions to me.
Right. I don't know.
Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This is hard. Well, yeah, I just need help.
Well, that's what I can do. I can help you out.
Alright, well, maybe I'll come at lunch.
That's good.
I don't want anyone to know.
That's okay. We can keep it private.
Alright. Well, maybe I can try that.
Good. Okay, so let's give this a go for the next couple of weeks, and if your behaviour and your grades improve, then we'll see how we go, and we'll meet up in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh. I guess.
Okay?
Can I go?
Yes, you can. Okay, class, this is revision from last lesson. Please complete that.
Last lesson. I
Well,
didn't, know,
Phil.
I didn't know how to do any of this stuff.
Well, come up and I'll help you out.
Alright.
Come on. Just use the rule here. So first term gets multiplied into that.
What do you mean? So
And
that
then
goes like that,
Exactly.
and then that goes like that.
Exactly.
Alright, so it's 3. That thing
Yeah.
plus 34.
So what's 3 times 4?
Oh.
So rub that out.
Oh, I get it.
There you go.
Is that it?
There you go. So let's complete the second one. Yep.
And it's not plus A, it's times.
No.
No,
So
plus.
it is still plus. Yep.
But then I times these.
That's exactly right. There you go. So
I'm going
complete.
to go to this one too.
Sure, if you want to, you're doing a good job.
So,
So that into that.
4n.
Yeah.
Then it's plus.
Still plus again.
Oh, jeez.
With 4 times tables.
48.
Correct.
I don't know about this. This one's pretty hard.
Well, that's okay. You've done the first 3, so you've done a good job already. So
Okay.
you can go and copy those in your book. Good job, Phil.
Smashed it.
Everyone else complete those questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. The completion of math tasks is quite difficult for a lot of students with behavioural disabilities. These difficulties could range from lack of knowledge, inappropriate behaviour, to lack of motivation. Phil exhibits some of these behaviours. He displays inappropriate behaviour and interrupts the teacher as well as the rest of the class. Additionally, he also argues that the work is too hard and that it is something he does not wish to complete at all. Phil's lack of motivation can be easily remedied by adopting a couple of strategies, the high P strategy as well as a more relationship-based strategy. These were displayed in the final clip. As can be seen in the clip, the teacher takes the time to take Phil through the questions and has him answer them himself after displaying the rule. The order of the questions is also set out in line with the high P strategy. 3 preferable math tasks are given first, which motivate Phil to attempt the questions. His motivation is clearly shown when he himself asks whether he can answer the 3rd question. However, Phil states that the last question is too difficult for him. Although not attempted, he does display an increased interest in the topic, which can lead to Phil behaving in a better manner.
An article by Roach and Lewis states that students see teachers to be one of 2 discipline styles. They can either be coercive or aggressive in their discipline strategies, or they can alter their discipline strategy to be more relationship-based. De Jong states that positive relationships between a student and a teacher are critical when trying to maximise appropriate behaviour and achieving learning outcomes. This belief has been the basis for the way in which we planned our management strategies and has been supported in the article by Roach and Lewis. The interview process was a demonstration of how a teacher can build a relationship and establish some rapport with a student. By stating that we want you to succeed was an example of the relationship building process. In an article by Lewis, it states that those students that are exposed to relationship-based discipline are less disruptive when the teacher deals with this behaviour. It is evident in the classroom setting role play that the teacher tries to build a further relationship with Phil by removing him from his distracting environment and providing assistance to him. Phil began to exhibit his typical behaviour when he didn't understand, and the teacher stepped in immediately and offered assistance to Phil before the situation escalated. Prior to the assistance being given, Phil was more cooperative in participating in his work and began to write his work in his workbook. These 2 small interactions provide evidence of a relationship being built between the teacher and student. The relationship building process will not only aid Phil in understanding the content, but will increase his well-being levels as he begins to succeed.
Self-efficacy beliefs also influence an individual's thought patterns and emotional reactions. Self-efficacy makes difference in how people feel, think, and act. Strong sense of competence promotes cognitive processes and academic performance. If Phil believes in his capacity, then he might have better cognitive processes, which will help him in monitoring his own behavior. And not only this, due to better cognitive process, his performance in subject will also enhance. Praising for effort, it tells people that the harder you work, the more you accomplish and the smarter you get. The teacher also praises the effort shown by Phil by saying good job to him, and Phil gives a motivated reply. Teacher offers Phil the help with the subject content during the lunch break, which will help Phil to cope up with the classwork, and also provides extra worksheets with will help him in getting the previous basic concepts of the lesson. Students with high self-efficacy engage in more effective self-regulatory strategies at differing levels of ability, providing praising for effort, providing extra help were the strategies which will enhance his self-efficacy.
According to goal-centered theory, it is believed that behavior is orderly and purposefully and to seek achieve social recognition and self-determination. And behavior occurs when students mistakenly believe misbehavior lead them to group belonging. By showing funny pictures and trying to trigger students in class, Phil tried to get the class attention to gain a sense of belonging to the class. And to manage the classroom behaviors, goal-centered theory requires teachers to seek out needs-based explanation for why their students are motivated to misbehave, and then negotiate alternative ways for these needs to be met. This requires teachers to differentiate individual students from their misbehavior. In the interview among the counselor, teacher, and Phil, the counselor first tells Phil that he is a good student and behaves satisfactorily in most of his subjects, but not in math, which indicates that he is a good student, but his behavior in math class is disappointing. Then, to find out needs-based explanation for Phil's misbehavior, the counselor asks him a series of questions, which leads to the conclusion that the reasons for his misbehavior in math class is that he needs extra help in understanding the content. Following that, the teacher offers alternative way to meet his needs by offering him extra help, including extra help in class, or do extra worksheets and do tutorial after school or in lunchtime. These are reference. Thanks for watching.